This is one-on-one session with the ForumIAS founder and director Ayush Sinha. In this session, students are asked questions to test their preparedness for the personality test. One-on-one sessions are not mock panel sessions.
So, Keshav, can you begin by introducing yourself to me?
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm 23 years old. Sir, I come from Fatehabad district in Haryana. Sir, I have pursued BA Honours Economics from Panjab University, Chandigarh. And after that, sir, I started preparing for Civil Services Exam. Currently, sir, I am pursuing Masters in Economics and I'm in the final semester.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Uh, Keshav, so because you're from the field of economics, tell me that sometimes we had this phenomenon, or in fact, last year we had this phenomenon where the GDP was reported to be GDP growth was negative, but Sensex was booming. What is the reason for it?
Sir, definitely this trend has been witnessed not only in India but also in some other advanced economies. Uh, So the stock market boom was primarily because of positive market fundamentals. Uh, Investors were having confidence in Indian economy that it will rebound in the future. So that confidence basically led to the boom in the stock market. And given the interest rates were quite low in various economies as compared to India, so there were perspective of better returns in India. So foreign portfolio investments were coming in the stock market. That was the reason, sir.
All right. Any other reason can you think of in terms of the temporal aspect?
Sorry, sir, I can't think right now.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Keshav, so Abhijit Banerjee, so he has done a lot of research on poverty, even
Yes,
wrote
sir.
a book on it on called Poor Economics. Have you come
Yes, sir.
across the book or his work?
Yes, sir. I have recently purchased this book, but yet I am yet to read this book, sir. But I have an idea that they have used the methodology based on randomized control trials, and they have used it to measure the differences when it comes to alleviation of poverty with respect to public policies. So they have done some studies in Maharashtra and Madhya Pradesh with respect to vaccination, and they have analyzed how public policies can be made more targeted when it comes to behavioral aspects, like providing mosquito nets along with the vaccination. So they have observed that there is a wide increase in the success rate of vaccination. So all kind of studies, these kind of studies are there. Sir.
All right. So,
Yes, sir.
Keshav, it is said economists are very much arguing for opening bank accounts for women, especially urban slums. They say that in urban slums, women uh, staying in urban slums dwellings. They often work as domestic helps or other. And if they have done certain studies and they believe that without opening a bank account, it is impossible to eradicate poverty. Why do you think that opening a bank account is so crucial for eradicating poverty, especially in the context of, let's say, women living in urban slums?
So women in urban slums, basically, the argument is is based on three reasons which I can think. The first is that having a bank account, sir, it provides the access to social security schemes which are being provided by the government through the schemes like Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan account and all those things. And secondly, sir, it provides them the access to outstanding credit also. That is also useful. Some schemes like sir, like PM Swanidhi and all, which targets the street vendors in the urban areas, is also targeting the women based on the credit history. And that is also one of the reason bank accounts can be very useful. So, sir, I think it is mainly because of the financial inclusion aspect that poverty reduction can be there through the bank accounts.
All right. Apart from
Yes, sir.
that, just imagine a woman living in urban slums. Can you imagine that without a bank account, how she may be often pulled back into poverty? So you said that government schemes benefit, credit availability,
Yes,
okay,
sir.
all that. But why still there are other reasons? If you ask a lady living, she's not aware that she can get credit. She's also not aware that she'll get government schemes. If you
Yes,
ask her,
sir.
she also feels that bank accounts may help. So thinking from her perspective or from behavioral economics, can you tell me one or two more reasons?
Sir, definitely, if we want to target the last person in the urban slums and that to women, it is required that the woman should be made financially independent. And that too is a very important aspect when it comes to poverty reduction. So the first strategy, the set of strategies would should target the financial independence of the women through initiatives like self-help groups and uh, and including them into the formal sector, skill development, and all those things would be very useful when it comes to poverty eradication.
All right. Keshav, what is the first reason why somebody would want to open a bank account? Very primary reason.
So to facilitate transactions, to transfer money
That,
from one.
that is a secondary requirement. First, the very first requirement why somebody opens a bank account. You have been teaching, elementary economics. So, yeah, very first reason.
Uh,
Banks provide. What do the banks provide?
the credits basically provides credit.
Let us go to even more basic, Keshav. Kids, they cannot open a bank account. Okay, kids cannot open a bank
Okay.
account. What is the first bank that parents introduce to children?
Sorry, sir, I can't think so.
They introduce a gullak or piggy bank. Have you heard of something like this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now think
It's a
why a parent
savings.
gives gullak or a piggy
Mhm.
bank. Now tell me, what is the primary function of that gullak or piggy bank?
Sir, it is basically to do savings and use them in the situations of precautionary purposes and like in future if any uncertainty
Promote
arises.
savings. To promote
Yes, sir.
savings. Now,
Yes,
if
sir.
four brothers or four siblings, all of them have a separate gullak or a piggy bank. What else does it provide? Secure. Okay, so it secures. It provides physical safety of money. Have you heard of something like this? Physical safety of money.
No, sir.
So if you have money kept anywhere else versus in a bank, does the bank provide physical safety of money to the money?
Sir, safety is there, sir, in the bank. But I could not understand the feasibility aspect, sir. Of what is mean by that?
No, not physical. Physical safety. Physical safety.
Okay, physical safety. Yes, sir.
Physical
Definitely.
safety. As in instead of all right.
Hmm.
Okay, Keshav. So my expectation was that you could say that urban women, if they keep
Yes, sir.
money at home, one problem is that beyond a point, if they have money, it is very likely that there will be a theft in the house. A, or if she's from a lower strata of the society, husband may be irresponsible. If the male member of the house is irresponsible or a drunkard, it is very likely the family, no matter where the family stands, it is likely to move to the lower strata. So
Yes,
there is
sir.
a
Right.
problem of theft, there is a problem of in-house theft from either the husband and sometimes from the eldest son as well. So banks provide that physical safety to the money. So
Yes,
that
sir.
is my
Thank you, sir.
expectation. Anyway, Keshav, so you are from Fatehabad in Haryana.
Yes, sir.
How did Fatehabad get its name?
Sir, it primarily gets its name from Firoz Shah Tughlaq, who used to rule over this area, and he conquered this area and named it after his son Fateh Khan. So that was the major reason, sir.
All right.
Yes,
Tell
sir.
me three challenges before Haryana as a state today.
So the first challenge is the unemployment rate, which is quite high as compared to other states. And the second is about the nutritional aspect, specifically among child in rural areas. So third is about the connectivity in the rural areas, sir. That is also missing well when compared to the urban areas. So these three things are the challenges, sir.
All right. What are the ill effects of green revolution that Haryana is seeing today?
Sir, if we see from the perspective of environment, due to water intensive crops being promoted under green revolution, we are seeing that water table is going down day by day, and that is one of the most ill effect of the green revolution. Second is about the lack of crop diversification is there. So green revolution, uh, it promoted the monocropping and only benefiting the crops like wheat and rice. That has made farmers vulnerable when it comes to the shocks in from the climate as well as from the market. And the third is about it has only benefited large farmers to a certain extent, leaving very small marginal farmers out of the advantage. Because there were studies like Green Revolution have benefited the farmers with having large land holdings uh, initially. So the equity aspect is also there, sir. So these are basically the ill effects, sir.
Keshav, uh, why do you want to join civil services?
Sir, primarily there are two reasons. The one is that, sir, I think from a time horizon, from a long-term perspective, I think the civil services provide stability, it provides diversity, and which I think if I start early, I would be better placed in the long run. So second, sir, it has been the orientation came during my college when I was part of some education survey conducted by ASA. So I could see the potential that one can make in the administration. So these were primarily my two motivations, sir.
All right, Keshav, one last question. So what does the name Keshav mean?
Sir, it resembles the name of Lord Krishna. And in Sanskrit translation, we it is basically means a person with long hair. So that is the major meaning.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Keshav, tell me, according to you, what are the qualities that are essential for a good civil servant? Think and tell me the answer.
Sir, I would say it is the leadership qualities which is very much required in a civil servant because people look forward to the public servants and administration for their welfare. Second is, sir, the accessibility aspect has to be the foremost when it comes to administration. People should have trust that they can approach to administration at the 11th hour of the day. So these two qualities, I think, sir, it is these are the most important in administration, sir.
What is your opinion on marital rape? Is there a need to recognize it as a separate offense?
Yes, sir, I think it should be recognized as separate offense because as per me, sir, it goes against basic equality, which is enshrined in our constitution. And definitely, there is a need to review this, and the courts are recently, sir, Delhi High Court have given a split decision on this, and Supreme Court is going to review this. But as per me, sir, that it should be reformed and struck down because it goes against the agenda also.
Right. But don't you think that so the people who are asking for marital rape to be recognized as a separate crime, there has not been talk of making it gender neutral. Do you think it should also be gender neutral?
Yes, sir, gender neutrality has to be there when it comes to such offenses. Uh, but since the data represents that it is more skewed towards the woman, so I think that aspect has to also to be considered. So I think, sir, the courts will definitely take a more rational and constitutional stand on this issue, and we will see reform in this side.
All right, Keshav, your interview is over.
Thanks.